Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday, everybody. If you're watching this on the replay, hit that like button and part of the show. And this part of the show, we'll see you in about a minute.
Cool.
Welcome back, Fun Fam, and if you're brand new to the channel, welcome in to Follow the Bradleys Fun. This is the Daily Dish, and my name is Ron E. Bradley. I hope that wherever you are out there watching, you are having a phenomenal day, morning, afternoon, evening, middle of the night, whenever you're watching, it don't matter. I hope it's great for you. Speaking of the day, as of the recording of this, today is the 13th day of February 2025. I think I got that right. It's a Thursday. It's the pre-opening day of Captain America Brave New World. And of course, if you know how movies do now, they do a thing where they open, but their opening date is not their opening date anymore. That's just the way it is. So they all say that they open on whatever the Friday is, which will be Valentine's Day tomorrow. But they don't actually open on the Friday. They open the day before, technically speaking. They just don't have super early shows like 10 o'clock in the morning. First show that I can go see would be at 2 o'clock today. Well, we got a few people coming in this morning. I got an invite out there. I'm trying to kind of see a couple things that are going on. Interesting. Okay. Let me check some things out here real quick. So I'm working on some technical stuff, and I wanted to see if redirect. Wanted to see if Culture Casino was up yet. I'm gonna go ahead and redirect them. And I have to tell you guys, I have to be honest with you. I almost decided against doing the show this morning. I wasn't sure. It's snowing. Andy W says it's snowing. And I'm going to get to everybody in the chat in just a moment. I'm just checking something out here. All right. So I don't yet see the redirect for Culture Casino. So I wanted to see if that was up and about. Valentine's Day is on a Friday this year. Pour one out for the kitchen workers and waiters. Yes, indeed. You know, it's funny. So back when I was working at Disney as a server, my last schedule, the restaurant was only open Wednesday through Sunday. So everybody that was full time, and I was full time, that was our schedule, Wednesday through Sunday, 5 days in a row. My feet could not take 5 days in a row, so I all the time tried to get Friday off, because we didn't actually have to work the 5 days to get our full-time hours. We could actually still achieve full-time hours in 4 days. It was pretty simple because you typically work longer than an 8-hour shift. As long as you were going over 32 hours a week, you were good. And so I always tried to get Fridays off, and typically was able to get Fridays off. But it was the most annoying thing because pre-pandemic, it was so annoying for me. And this is a little cast member story, a preview of some things that are to come, for those that are watching right now. But yes, I was a Disney cast member, and my last job as a cast member was server, because server, outside of upper management, a server at Walt Disney World is where you can actually make the most money, believe it or not. But it's a really, really hard job because you're on your feet. You do not get to get off your feet during the entire shift. There's nowhere to take a break, nowhere to sit down. You're on your feet for the entire 9 hours or 10 hours or whatever that you're serving. Some people do 12 and 15 hours. Yes, it's not in front of me right now, but I have cast member badges, pins, all that stuff. I have all of it. And I'll get to that comment in a second. But yes, cast member stories are coming. There's something in the works, and you'll definitely see them this spring because of the way that I'm going to be doing them. I think you're going to enjoy it. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I've been holding back for a while, but anyway, this is one little cast member story. So pre-pandemic, and I want to say it was February of the year 2020, I got my bump up to full-time approved. And then, you're going to love this, I finally got my date for when I would be hitting full-time, and that date was April the 19th, 2020. Now, if you remember anything about 2020, you'll know that by April the 19th, we were shut down. So I had to fight to get that back when we reopened after the pandemic, and it was actually late 2021 that like December, late 2021, that I got full-time again. And at that point in time, the restaurant had gone from being open 7 days a week, in which I could have done full-time with a 2-day, 3-day split, right? I could have taken my 2 days off and not together, and most weeks worked the full 5 days. But with 5 days in a row, my feet couldn't take it. They needed a full day of rest after 2 days. I couldn't do 5 days in a row. It's just too painful for my feet. So yes. Let's see who all is here in the chat this morning. We have Erica and Raph was first through the door. First through the door was Erica and Raph. Good morning, Erica, or good, I guess, afternoon, because you are in Germany. I also am curious because I just found this out. I didn't know that this was a thing. Just here for a second. So over the weekend at MegaCon, I met X-Ray Girl. Are you guys in the chat familiar with X-Ray Girl? Because I'll be honest with you, apparently she's fairly popular, and I had not heard of her before MegaCon. But everybody was saying hi to her, and I'm like, I got to meet her, and so I met X-Ray Girl. She seemed really nice. Got a picture with her, and I wanted to chat with her more, and I just didn't get a chance to chat with her more. So hopefully we'll meet up again IRL soon, event, or at least within the next year or so. Anyhow, I didn't realize that I don't know if she does it every day, but she has a show on before this one, and I kind of like try not to interrupt people that are in the same sphere at the same time, but this show's fairly established now. So my question to you in the chat, anybody in my chat watched that earlier X-Ray Girl show? Because it looks pretty good, I'll be honest with you. And it comes on earlier than this one, so when I can support it, I'm going to support it. Tom F says, we're still waiting to be discharged. Figure we'd watch and enjoy. Well, how did things go? Let me know, Tom F, in the chat, you and Linda, how things are. We've been praying for you. Hey, Ron, and all in the chat. Pam Empson is here. Go and Shogi, our great wrench. We got 3 great wrenches already with Erica and Tom, and Go and Shogi. Thank you so much for wrenching today. Appreciate that. Andy W says it's snowing, and Go and Shogi, of course, says, oh my goodness, it's Valentine's Day. It's on a Friday this year. Pour one out for the kitchen workers and waiters. Indeed. Tommy Doyle says, hail. Just got back from the DA. What was he on? Or I don't, does he usually comes on at night, right? Derek, I don't always catch his streams, but I'm often on with him on Pro. So love DA. Derek is awesome. Going Shogi says hi. Didn't know I worked at Disney. Yeah. I got all the stuff. Yes, X-Ray Girl. There you go. Is X-Ray Girl is Nerdrotic's producer? I'm my own producer. I have no budget whatsoever. So my budget for this show is my utility bill, basically. So, and that's it. I so look forward to the day when I have enough income coming in from this channel to have a budget. But for those of you that don't know, I'm not doing anything outside of YouTube. This is my full-time work, and I'm doing as much as I can, and I intend to put it up even more on YouTube. I put up a video last night that was cut from a Daily Dish, and I'm going to try to do more videos that are not just cut from Daily Dish, but separate news commentary videos, as well as informational vlogs and stuff. So I'm trying to add a lot more content to the channel, but I still want it to be as quality content as possible, which when you're doing every single thing by yourself is a little bit of a challenge. So I am right now. I have no money to pay anybody out. I can't even pay myself. I'm doing this for free. So that's where we are right now. So she works with Gary and part-time with Ripperverse. And she does a show with Disparu and Wicked Virtue Weekly. It does Lego streams with Kara and Steph. She's lewd, but entertaining. Okay, so which is probably the biggest difference is that all right, and I've talked to Pro about this. So we're staying in this critical sphere, but we keep it family friendly so that if you have children around, you can keep our channels on and not really worry about anything being said in front of the kids. That's all. It's really, really that simple. We try to keep it clean as much as possible here. DA dropped a video this morning. Oh, okay. Yeah, when I'm prepping for the show, it's very difficult for me. Like sometimes I'm clicking through YouTube and see what else is on. Sometimes it's just to try and get ideas for the show, but I don't always see everything. Aloha, Native Hawaiian. Good morning to you. I do want to let everybody know Tom F knows this already. Tom F, I know you know this. We want to talk about something that we do on the channel. Okay. First of all, cheers to each one of you. If you're drinking coffee or you got your caffeine, let's do a toast. Oh, look, Hulk is invisible because he's green. Look, Captain America on this one is the actual Captain America. But a toast to you all, because I am grateful that all of you are here. Pro has his gigawatts. I have my Energon, because you guys are the Energon that makes this guy transform and roll out of bed in the morning.
A toast, Autobots. Boy, these are good. I needed to refuel. Energy! This stuff's the greatest!
Indeed, energy. This stuff's the greatest. And see, Mr. Fulton Moraz coming in. Morning, Ron. Going to be in a dance competition. I was wondering if you'd like to vote for it. You drop that link in the chat, or give it to Go and Show Geek and drop the actual link, and I'd be happy to vote for you. Let me see, Tommy Doyle. We're going to be getting to this one in a little bit. I want to talk about celebrations. So, you guys know that I love to celebrate you, right? Any super chat, super things, super stickers, any, like yesterday, I think a hat was purchased during the show from my sweatshop. That sounds bad, is it? No, it's spread shop. The sweatshop sounds bad. From the spread shop. And if you don't know what that is, I have this merchandise, Make Disney Walt Again. And I also have other merchandise on the spread shop. Let's share that so you guys can see real quick, and I'll put it on the screen here. There's my Follow the Bradleys Fun basic hoodie. We've got other stuff on the shop. So any shop purchases made, any PayPal, buy me a coffee. Yeah, I know, Sweatshop XD. Whoops. Okie doke, Braylon, I got you. Probably, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow, but we shall see. I was really hoping you'd drop by for this one, but if you're unable to, I got you. I understand. Oh, my sweet wife, my beautiful wife, just dropped in the chat. Hola todos. Good morning, baby. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. She says. So anyhow, getting back to the celebrations that we like to do. Okay. So here is the deal. I wanted to let you know, we love to celebrate all you super chats, super stickers, super thanks, buy me a coffees, PayPals. Anybody becomes a member during the show, any dropped memberships during the show, we celebrate that. What does the celebration look like? It looks something like this.
Is it too much? Too much. It's the birthday.
Oh, this is just the best of my scene. Okay. Well, I have added a new celebration video, dance video on the channel, and you're definitely going to want to see it, but I am for sure going to hold back on showing you this particular one until we meet our goal. I've got a goal. All right. And you might, I don't know if you guys can see the goal on your end, but it is a super chat goal. It's 5 super chats. It could be the equivalent of 5. Doesn't really matter. I don't care if it's 5. But if you guys know anything about super chats and super stickers, you can do them for as little as 99 cents each. Well, $1.99. 626 if $6.26 if you want to represent Stitch. 616 if you want to represent Marvel. That's $6.16, $6.26. Please don't do $6.66. I don't want to see that on this channel. Oh golly. But anything, 99 cents, $1.99, $2, $5, whatever they are. If they come in, okay, and I trust me, you're going to want to see this celebration, but I do not want to put it up on the channel yet. I want to, it's incentivized, okay? I'm trying to give you guys some incentive here. Because you're definitely going to want to see this one. Right now there's only one person who has seen it, and that's Tom F. And I sent it to him because I knew it would cheer him up being in the hospital with Linda. So good morning to my mom. She is here in the chat. So we'll see. We'll see if those things accumulate. If it will either play it or we won't play it. I might play the other celebrations too, but we shall see. So we want to talk about Captain America: Brave New World. And I was really hoping I wanted to get another great park streamer, Crystal Palace. She's great. I do like Crystal. Not Crystal. I haven't seen Crystal Palace yet, but I will. I'll have to check her out. But I like Crystal as far as a place to go and eat burgers at. Let me see here. So we're going to talk about Captain America: Brave New World. I wanted to see if I'm trying to find New York Times. I'm probably not going to be able to read. I'm trying to see. I'm looking for something in particular to share. I'm going to see this today. Is anybody in the chat going to see this today? I will be reviewing it on the show tomorrow. Oh, this is what I was looking for. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if let's see if this allows me to show this. All right. So I'm going to go see this today. Good morning, Bud Files. And if you are unfamiliar with it, yes, there. Go and Shogi says, I have no desire to see this movie. You're going to have less of a desire to see this movie after I share what I'm about to share. I promise. My dad's excited for it somehow. I'm not even close to excited for that movie. He might want tickets for the weekend. So we shall see who sees this, but we are going to share this. And this was what I was looking for. This is actually going to be out of Forbes. So let's put this on the screen. Captain America: Brave New World is the 3rd worst reviewed MC movie ever. Oh boy. So we already had box office projections that were, I think, high for this movie, but lower than other MCU movies. This is by our good friend Paul Tassi out of Forbes. I imagine this may get shared on the Pro Show later today, too. There's a very good chance. So Anthony Mackie returns as the high-flying Sam, taking up the Marvel mantle, Captain America. I don't really like that because it's not a mantle. Captain America is a title, but it's not a mantle. And here's what Mr. Paul Tassi has to say about this. Alarms have to be going off over at Marvel as Captain America Brave New World reviews roll in. As it stands, and it's changing with more reviews coming in, Brave New World is currently the third worst reviewed MC movie ever, alongside The Eternals and Quantumania, and only the third rotten scored MCU movie, period. Wow. And that's up against things like The Marvels. Ooh, boy. Scores on Rotten Tomatoes are currently hovering around 49 to 51%. Not really even close to that 60% you need for a quote-unquote fresh rating there. And no, it's not because snooty critics hate superhero blockbusters. 12 of 35 MCU movies have above a 90% rating, and only 7 are below 70%. Critics have been more harsh on MCU movies as of late, but you can, of course, make the argument that post-Infinity War movies are just, well, not as good. Additionally, critics tend to score MCU movies higher than most fans the majority of the time. The problem with Captain America Brave New World is that it's not just, say, another Ant-Man movie or one featuring a cast of heroes no one knows, like the Eternals. It's using a long-running actor and character appearing in multiple movies and his own TV show and trying to firmly establish him as the new Captain America, basically a replacement for Steve Rogers. Not just for this movie, but Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson is supposed to be leading the reassembled Avengers in 2 more movies, Doomsday and Secret Wars, at least in some capacity, which now may seem like a risky prospect, regardless of whether Mackie himself is good in the role. He does not have great luck, as Mackie ran into the same issue, albeit a lower profile one, when he took the central role in Netflix's Altered Carbon Season 2 from Season 1's Joel Kinnaman, and the show went from incredible sci-fi to mediocre. A mantle pass for a character like this is always going to be a hard sell. If She-Hulk replaced the Hulk, Jane Foster replaced Thor, and Ironheart replaced Iron Man, regardless of the actors, it's just difficult for audiences to divorce the hero from a decade of the original actor, especially when so many were so well cast. And that's true. So you talk about the original MCU, right? You talk about the original MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's now called the Infinity Saga, right? It was renamed, retrofitted to be the Infinity Saga, and it was great. Like, there were movies in the Infinity Saga that weren't super great, but even when they weren't super great, they were still good. I think there's an argument to be made that even though there were some subpar movies for the Infinity Saga, every single movie was an enjoyable watch. I even liked movies that a lot of people criticize harshly, like Thor: The Dark World. It's actually one of my favorite movies. I think there's some really fun things in that movie, especially interactions between Loki and Thor. But since 2021, kind of like Marvel took a break during 2020, right? They pulled Black Widow from the theaters in 2020. It was supposed to come out and it didn't. And then they pulled it. And then they took a break. So 2020, there was nothing that came out in 2020, not even on Disney Plus. And then early 2021 is when WandaVision came out. And I liked WandaVision. I had a lot of high hope for WandaVision, but one of the things that I had high hopes for in WandaVision was seeing White Vision again return quickly. 4 years later, and there's no white vision. There's no vision, anything. And they've introduced a whole lot of concepts and ideas that have gone nowhere. As far as I know, the first mention of anything that happened in the Eternals movie is used as a plot device in this movie. And it's the worst part of the Eternals movie that I feel like should have been completely ignored, and yet it's not. Because if going forward, you're going to say that the Earth is a giant egg for a celestial, it's the dumbest thing ever. And that's the direction that they're going. And my cup is half invisible. Look at that. I need to get the rest of my caffeine in. All right. So going on, though, with this article, there have been a number of concerns about the film, other than the idea of a new Captain America, namely the rumors of a whole lot of reshoots and rewriting of the film. There's a social media-based boycott movement due to a supporting Israeli actress's stance on Gaza. There's a traditional DEI Captain America nonsense from the right wing, but from these critics, the biggest criticism is that the film is just not very good and doesn't live up to its predecessors, particularly Winter Soldier, which it had stated outright is trying to emulate. Now, let me address a couple things about the supposed boycotts or supposed DEI Captain America. Here's the thing about that. Okay. There's a reason that even those criticisms are valid. And let me explain what the validity is. The validity is distraction. When you're writing a script, when you're writing a movie, when you're writing a story, the last thing you want is to be distracted by some type of virtue signaling, any type of, oh, I really, really feel so strongly about this idea and I want to put that in my story. And it's very particular and it's very limited in scope to who it appeals to, right? So you say, oh, this appeals to me and I know it only appeals to a few people out there, but I'm going to preach and try to convert people, okay? The fact of the matter is when you do that, you're distracting yourself from writing a good story. That is the problem. And so what happens is you have these things. So it says social media boycott movement due to Israeli actress and DEI Captain America and all that. Okay, that sounds like those can be brushed off, but the reason they can't be brushed off is because it shows up in the writing of the story and of the script, and it has created a distraction from writing a good story. So then you have the criticisms of a bad story that don't address that. Well, perhaps part of the reason, maybe not the only reason, but part of the reason is that if you get in a writer's room and you have writers that say, we want to do this because, right? I just don't think that's the right way to go. So you have a mantle passed on. The shield was passed on in the comics to Bucky first, and I know Falcon also got the shield in the comics, and I get that the comics are different than movies. That's another thing that some of these writers don't understand. Not everything that's written in a comic book translates to the movies. And I'm going to get to that in just a second. Let's read the rest of this Forbes article and I'll get to that. Tracking shows that Brave New World is heading towards a global opening weekend that may surpass its Tracking shows that Brave New World is heading towards a global opening weekend that may surpass its total budget, but long term. Okay, let me address that real quick. So, Tracking shows about $190 million global opening. I don't know if it's going to hit that or not. I kind of think it's not going to, but even if it did, the reason why it's talking about its total budget, okay, let's talk about the claim total budget versus the actual total budget. So the claim by Marvel Studios is that they put out that this thing costs $180 million. Now, I believe very strongly that $180 million production budget was the figure that they started with. I also believe in the reports that the budget ballooned with reshoots and everything else that they had to do along the way to fix this, because reshoots mean new CGI. It means a lot of extra work hours. It means a huge balloon in the cost. There are reports that have this budget of Captain America Brave New World ballooning to over $350 million and upwards of $400 million before marketing. Okay. With marketing of about $150 million, that means that the total cost to produce and market this film may have been over $500 million. That would mean that in order to break even, not make the company a profit, but to break even, it would have to make over $1 billion worldwide. And in China, it has to be even more, because they only get about 20% back from China. So when you're discussing the financials, of course, I always tell people, turn to Valiant Renegade. Valiant Renegade is really the best at discussing the reality of the financials. So definitely turn to Valiant Renegade for that. That's not my thing, but I pay a lot of attention to Valiant Renegade when it comes to the numbers, because he knows what he's talking about. It would need good word of mouth, and it's just a fact that most low critic rated MCU movies the last few years have gone on to be box office disappointments for Disney. Let's use a different word there. They're flops. They're big time flops, and there aren't many low rated MCU movies in the first place. Captain America Brave New World did not want to be one of them. Yeah, so this movie is not looking good so far. Now I'm going to go see this afternoon, because I really want to review it myself. There's going to be a review on the channel tomorrow. I see that a lot of new people come into the show. And as I'm doing the stories, I do want to let you know. So you guys know about my celebration, right? You guys know I know. Vinny T, I see you in the chat. I'm going to put up a quick celebration for Vinny T, because I know she loves this one, and so I want to show you what celebration currently looks like. And if you are already a member of the channel right now, go ahead during the celebration for this one. So we have a new celebration ready to go, but I'm gonna put it today, at least I'm gonna put it behind a paywall, because it's so fun and so funny, and when you see it, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. But I really want to meet I want to at least meet my goal partially. Oh, there we go. There's $5. There's $5 for Vinny T. I'm gonna save it. And you'll see why I'm going to save it. But yes, I am going to, for the Wiki Dance. That's $5 for the Wiki Dance. Okay. Well, the new celebration coming up, I'm going to add that. All right. I'm going to put that in, and we'll see what other member support we get. But thank you for the $5. Thank you, Vinny T, for the $5 super. We appreciate that. I want to see if I get any more, 99 cents or $1.99, whatever. But at least with the one, I might reveal the new celebration after. And again, Tom F knows what it is. He's the only one who's seen it. And I have permission to do it. I actually had to get permission to do this one from a particular individual, an individual who really, really has an affinity with bears. So there's a hint. But let's look at this thing on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, by the way, is Culture's link up yet? Culture probably has his link up, right? let me check and see if I want to see if Culture Casino has his link up yet. Search for videos culture. He does. There it is. Last grasp for Marvel. So yes. Oh, there we go. There's a super sticker. Culture Casino's link is up. I just put it there. I appear to be frozen. Am I frozen? La 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 la. Give me a banana. Going Shogi gave me a banana. Banana. Okay. So yeah, I'll do I might there's a very, very good chance I'll do the thing. you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. I'm not gonna do it yet. I want to go over. Let me show you my very own theater, and let me show you. All right, so I want to show you. This is the day of, right? So we know that Captain America, Brave New World, or I'm calling it. I'm let it go. It's not Let It Go. I'm calling this movie Captain I'm Not America. It's a world of new braves. I got to show you this. Yeah, no, it's not the Wookiee dance. It's not the Wookiee dance. You're gonna see it in a minute. But anyhow, see if I can put this up screen or share that. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to show you my local theater. You know what they do? You're absolutely right. Going Shogi. I don't know why they don't. Since I keep track of it, like I know myself, so it doesn't really matter. I count every single individual membership towards the goal. So if I got 5, I'd count it right like that. And I also count like basically if we start at 99 cents and I got the $5, that's enough for me. So I'm good with that. It's all good. But yeah, I will say that the goal has been met myself. So let me put this on the screen for you. Okay, so this is my local theater. It is in the vicinity of the area in which I live. And I love this theater. This is the 3:15 showing. So this is the 3:15 p.m. showing today. Look at the seats. Now, these white seats that you see in front of you, these are not sold, okay? These are not sold seats. Am I frozen? Am I frozen right now? No. I'm looking at myself. I'm not frozen. Okay, I was frozen, I think, there for a second, but I should be okay now. I know that when I see the chat on the screen, sometimes that's a little. I got a robot voice. Chat on the screen, sometimes that's a little. Nope. Okay, I did have a robot voice, but I should be good again. Okay. All right. Some wonkiness, and I apologize for that. Anyway, so see all these blank spaces, see all those white seats? That is the 3:15 showing. Those are all the seats that are available. I'm going to back this up so you can see, because these are long theaters. See those 4 right in the middle? Those 4 right in the middle are sold, and that one in the back is sold. So first showing of the day, 5 seats. Let's change to the prime time showings, shall we? So there is a prime time showing at 6:30 p.m. tonight. All right. Let's take a look at that prime time showing at 6:30 p.m. tonight. Oh, we got 3 seats sold. We got 7 seats sold, a couple of day beds, and some seats in the back. Still a ton of empty seats at 6:30. And yes, these are actual day beds. They're not double seats together. They're literal beds in this theater. let's go to 7 p.m. and see. This is, I think, the most sold show for the day. And you can see there's 3, there's 7. This row is sold out. That's good. So that's that's 10 more seats. So that's 17. The day beds are sold out, and some seats in the back are sold out too. So this is the most sold show for the day, and it looks like the theater is not quite half filled up. And let's look at the 8 p.m. show. The biggest prime time show of the night is 8 p.m. and this is the biggest auditorium 5. And they've got none of the front seats at all, and about, it looks like maybe a third or a fourth of the back. Okay, now again, I'm going through this. There are just not many people that are going to watch this thing, and if we go over here to Rotten Tomatoes tab, and I'm going to just refresh it to make sure that I get the latest information, because who knows what's come in during the show. All right, we're going to share the Rotten Tomatoes tab for this and see what it looks like over there. All right, so this is Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, 40 people. This is painful. I know this thing has to sell out. Let me see. We've got 52% currently. It's sitting at a 52% on Rotten Tomatoes. Some critics' reviews. No blockbuster that cost this much should look this shoddy. Top critic. The story is clunky. The action is rote. The characters are bland. And the special effects look cheap. Compared to some of the studio's recent misfires, this new entry is at least passable. Oh, that is the best thing I've seen so far, is that it's passable. As a turn your brain off techno action movie, it succeeds well enough. As a Marvel movie that connects with other Marvel movies in any meaningful way or charts a new direction, it's little more than space filler. I mean, these are not the best reviews, are not good reviews. For those willing to buy in, this film has a sense of fun whilst wrangling with some real world issues. Yeah. But and here's the thing. I want to talk about I could care less who they passed on the quote unquote mantle of Captain America 2. But what I want to say is that Marvel in the past has done 2 great, and I mean literally great, black characters in Luke Cage. I don't know if you saw the series on Netflix, but the Luke Cage series on Netflix is phenomenal. And Luke Cage is great in the Jessica Jones series as well. So you got Luke Cage and you got Black Panther, and both Black Panther and Luke Cage are phenomenal original characters that started off black in the comics. They're still black to this day. And here's the thing. I don't think you would ever see their mantles passed off to a white character. Now, if you cannot do this in reverse, you should not be able to do it at all, because that doesn't make any sense. And the reason I say this, I think it's kind of weird, right? To the person who's on the receiving end of it. And I'm pretty sure I just spit water on my face. Okay, so the Green Lantern is different. The Green Lantern is different because the Green Lantern is a core. The Green Lantern isn't a single person in the DC Comics. So in the DC Comics, Green Lantern is the same as being in the army, right? It is, I'm a member of the army. So if you're a Green Lantern, you're a member of the Green Lantern Corps. It's actually similar to Black Widow. You can be you might be called the Black Widow, but you're technically a Black Widow because Black Widow in the comics is also a core of female characters. So there have been a number of different Black Widows, Natasha Romanoff being the main one, but Captain America is not really like that. Captain America was Steve Rogers for a long time. Now, there was a time in the comics early, I think in the 70s, where Steve Rogers actually gave up them being Captain America and became the Nomad, and so they decided to give it to somebody else or something. But it's not really a mantle; it's more like a title. But I just think that it's the fact of the matter is you're never going to see a white Black Panther. I don't think you're gonna. Well, Luke Cage is Luke Cage is his name, so he's Power Man. But Harrison Ford, he's not been the same. Now I know it is a little bit early. I do want to thank those who have supported the channel this time. Vinny T with the 5 and Go and Shogi with the $1 super sticker. Are you guys ready to see the reveal of my latest celebration? Who wants the latest dance? Now, all my celebrations are dance related, so this is dance related. I want to know who wants to see the latest celebration in the chat, because based on the fact that we got a couple of, a little bit of support here from me, team, Go and Shuggy, I'm gonna reveal it, but I gotta know that you guys want it. You guys let me know in the chat. Yes, here's that explanation. John Stewart, each lantern is a team of different superheroes, part of one group, so it makes sense. John, Guy Gardner, Hal Jordan, yes, lots and lots of. All right, guys, if you want the latest celebration in the chat, comment with some member emojis, and I'm going to get it ready to go. Oops, I got to bring up the comments. Let's see some member emojis. We've got the Chewy dance from Vinny T. Ryan Reynolds just came on my screen. All right, we got that service dog with Sword in the Stone. And, we've got gifties. Oh, my goodness gracious. Congratulations to Shadrack, Stitch Fan, Dude Man Cuz, BR Geist, and OCDD93. Yay! All right, guys. Are you ready for the brand new celebration? I think you guys are going to like this one. I hope you guys are going to like this one. Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. Let's celebrate. Did you guys like that? Oh, yes, indeed. Culture Casino XD. We know we love Culture. Culture was so fun to meet. And it's a totally different kind of celebration. I'm going to save that for some really, really fun things. You guys want to see it again? It's a short one. Let's see it again. Oh, Culture in a bear is great, and I love it. Yes, indeed. The Culture Bear, and who knows, that might become a new member emoji when we get up to that many members. So, oh my goodness gracious! Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I am going to go see Captain America this afternoon at one of those showings that I showed you, and so I will be reviewing it tomorrow. And if you haven't checked out my latest video, I dropped it last night on the channel, I think around 6:30 p.m. I will try and drop more and more individual videos on the channel. As if you guys don't know, like Pro really has taken me under his wing. I can't even explain my appreciation to WDW Pro. He is a fantastic individual. Love the guy so much, and he is mentoring me in a lot of ways. So if you see a lot of WDW Pro influence on this channel, there's a reason for that, and that is because WDW Pro is, he's mentoring me. So again, we have Vinny T for the 5, Going Shogi with the 99, and Going Shogi with the 5 gifted memberships for I love it. I love it. Thank you guys for joining us today. I will be using all of the celebrations and more of the celebrations over time. I appreciate you coming in today, and we're going to send you over to Culture Casino right now. All of you beautiful people watching. And by the way, if you are watching X-Ray Girl before the show, that's cool. X-Ray Girl, then me, then Culture. That Park Place will do Morning Magic. Then WDW Pro will be on the Pro Show today at noon. We got a whole slate on a Thursday. So one right after the other. Don't touch that dial, as they say. Although there's no real dial on YouTube. So thank you guys so much for coming in and giving us the support. We appreciate it. And until next time, we will see you real soon. Bye, everybody. Ciao.